Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you are not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Thursday, May 5th, and the energies in the day adds up and reduce to the number 7 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to the spirit guide that we're working with for today, let's see. Okay, nice. So Peter Rabbit, we're working with rabbit energy for today. And when it comes to rabbit energy and the day adding up and reducing to the number 7 vibration, to me, those two energies coming together, and the moon also being in Scorpio. So 3 things that create a confluence to me that gives me a direction, clear direction of the day. And the number 7 energy on a whole, with the day adding up and reducing to the number 7, brings me to introspection, deep diving. And then Jupiter energy, because Thursday is amplified by Jupiterian energy. So Jupiter amplifies the day, and wherever Jupiter is, Jupiter makes everything more grand. It helps us to dive deeper. It helps us to, it's like a magnifying glass. Helping us to like expand whatever it is that we're bringing our attention to. And Jupiter is in Aries, so focuses on us as individuals and our will to act, our will to make things happen. So with the energies in the day adding up to the number 7 vibration, we're diving deep, and the deep dive might have everything to do with us as individuals and where we are in our current situations opposed to where we'd like to be. And with the day being the 4th, the number 4 energy is like a table. When you think of a table, you think of something that you can build stuff on or place things on. And with a table, there's 4 legs, and that reflects foundation, stability. So with the day being the 4th, reflection is on our ability to be stable. Foundation, is our foundation secure enough for us to build on it the way we'd like? What needs our attention when it comes to our foundation? Also, to the number 4 energy is a hardworking energy. The number 4 energy reflects the part of us that wants to be able to be consistent when it comes to something. So when I think of the rabbit energy, I think about how the rabbit is bringing our attention to diving deep and being curious about everything that's around us. When I think of rabbit energy, it brings me to the thought of like being OCD in the sense that like, not OCD, I didn't mean to say OCD, but maybe OCD might be a thing for someone. I meant ADD, where a person's attention is all over the place. And I feel like with the attention all over the place with the rabbit energy, I feel like because there's a lot of stimulants that's happening around us, because we're only perceiving less than 1% of reality, less than 1% of visible light. So that means there's 99% of action and life that's happening around us, and we're only perceiving less than 1%. So can you imagine like what life actually looks like if we're only perceiving less than 1% of it? So when I think about the rabbit energy and how rabbits are known for like bouncing all over the place, and then a person with ADD who feels like, you know, they have a hard time focusing, I feel like that person is being distracted by the glimpse of the other reality that's happening around us. And I mentioned OCD. To me, when I think of OCD and how, a person might need to have everything organized and perfect, to me, I'll think about how, for myself, it's almost like having everything in place and having everything organized gives a person a sense of control or even security and stability, where if something goes off that's unexpected, it's like it could really throw you off, where it feels like reality isn't what it is, where of course reality isn't what it is. And the moon is in Scorpio. And the moon is in a place where we're reflecting on, say, we're reflecting on our psychology. Whatever it is about our psychology that needs our attention will stand out with the moon in Scorpio. Because to me, whenever the moon it goes into Scorpio, it's an opportunity for shadow work. It's an opportunity to deal with some hidden issues, or not even necessarily issues, but hidden things that we tend to overlook. I remember watching a video last night where someone was talking about their experience doing a fast. And during the fast, how they had moments when they cried for no reason and got emotional for no reason. And I feel like the crying and getting emotional, it is for a reason. It's just, we have to dig deeper into ourselves to see what triggered that cry, what triggered those emotions. It could be as simple as you're watching something, and maybe you're watching a movie or a show, and there was a gesture that happened in the show that showed loyalty and friendship and connection. And maybe it made a person emotional because in their lives, they wish they had that. Maybe that's not something they grew up with in their family, so that's a trigger, but they can't see how that's a trigger because it seemed like nothing big happened, nothing real happened. So when the moon goes into Scorpio, we're so much more sensitive than normal, to where things that we normally can overlook, we're not able to easily overlook those things. And with the moon in Scorpio and attention going to, say, our insecurities, or to me with the moon in Scorpio, whatever it stirs up, if it brings up anything challenging within a person, it'll always be something that deals with a person having not enough control over themselves, their lives, or their situation. And we've been conditioned to worry and be concerned about what other people think about us. So we could feel like we have a lack of control because we can't control how people are seeing us or what they think about us. But for me, I was able to take a lot of my power back when I realized that things are whatever I say they are for me. Meaning I can't be embarrassed if I'm not embarrassed. So if something embarrassing happened to me, it's only embarrassing if I say it is. And I think about how we'll observe something happening to someone and we'll feel like, oh my God, that's so cringy, I feel so embarrassed. We feel so embarrassed for them because we put ourselves in their shoes and see the situation as in, if that happened to me, I would be embarrassed. But if that person isn't embarrassed, then it's not embarrassing. It's only embarrassing for you because that's what you say it is. So for me, when I came to the realization that everything is what I say it is, it took my power back, where life is what we make it, is what we say it is. So it's like we spend most of our lives being conditioned. And then when you wake up to the truth of life, and to me, the truth of life is no one has anything figured out. No one has the answers. Everybody is just figuring it out as they go. And some people are more confident in the process, so it just makes it seem like they have it all figured out and they have all the answers. But with Jupiterian energy amplifying the number 7, today is a day of reflection, and a lot of reflection, about us as individuals and certain wounds that we have, that whether the wounds are physical, psychological, or emotional, but certain wounds will be amplified today, and how those wounds might make us feel like we're not able to achieve the things that we want, even though that just might be in our heads. I look at how the moon has a lot of action happening with it. It's a part of a T square, like it's a part of a T square between Mars in Cancer and Pluto in Aquarius. So the moon is being challenged by motivation and also to change. And I could see where change and motivation challenges the moon, because it's like it's easier for us to stay. Not even really, it's harder for us to stay the same, where it's easier for us to allow change, but we restrict and fight the change. We don't allow the change because we were conditioned like robots to stay a steady course, stay in place, and do things a certain way. But change is constantly being thrown at us in every way. Like every day is a new day, and we have to wake up and remind ourselves to conduct ourselves a certain way. And of course, we don't have to do too much work to remind ourselves, because we have the people around us reminding us who we are or who we're supposed to be. And then we have other things making gentle or aggressive suggestions to us of who we are and who we're supposed to be. I remember once having a conversation with a friend, and that friend was saying, I haven't changed. Everybody says that I haven't changed. She was speaking about herself. But when she was saying it, it's almost like she was saying to me, like, because I've changed, it means something bad about me. And hearing her say that in that moment, I knew that was trying to say to me that I've changed. And because I've changed, it means something about me. But I didn't see it that way, so it didn't mean that. And then that's another thing again, where people have their own views of you and their own views of reality. And it's okay for us to kindly agree to disagree, because again, things are whatever you say it is, because you're the creator of your reality. And that's where we'll find people saying, who does that person think they are? Whenever someone says, who does that person think they are? That's because whoever they think that person should be in their mind is not how that person is presenting themselves. So it challenges their reality. And that's where sometimes we get frustrated when people act out of character, the character we assume they should play in the world. And it comes down to say, you, who are you? Who do you want to be? What kind of experience do you want to have? It's like if you're writing a book, what kind of character are you? How do you show up? What's your role? And to me, it's easy for us to see who our characters are just by allowing ourselves to be. So the Chariot energy showed up in the reversal position. This is the Chariot in the upright position. And in the reversal position, the Chariot brings me to the thought of things being stagnant. What comes to mind with the Chariot is a person getting ready to take a road trip and the car needs maintenancing. So when I think about that in life, in the reversal position with the Chariot, in the reversal position, I think of, say, us feeling ready to move past a certain stage in our lives, us feeling over a certain experience. And we feel stagnant and stuck in that place, feel stagnant and stuck when it comes to a thought process. Maybe for someone, it's a financial situation. Maybe for someone, it's a career thing. And to me, with the Chariot energy in the reversal position, it's like the universe creating things that feel like failure to get your attention, to like take a closer look at your options, to kind of bring us in present, to kind of ground us in the moment. Because if we're busy constantly moving forward or constantly doing, then we don't ever get a chance to really reflect. So to me, with the Chariot energy in reverse and it feeling like things have slowed down or bring some kind of a process has bring to a halt, that's because it's time to reflect. And with the day adding up to the number 7 vibration, big reflection energy, moon in Scorpio, big reflection energy. But with the rabbit coming out as a spirit animal, that shows how much we want to keep moving. Busy body energy, Jupiter in Aries, we want to take action for the sake of it. But at the same time, I think about a person that keeps making the same mistakes over and over again. and reflection is what's needed in order for them to change something about their actions, change something about their perspective, but something needs to be done different. Something needs to be revised. And with the chariot energy showing up, the slowing down that you might be experiencing in your life at the moment or within the day is just for you to reflect, take a step back and just reflect. And we are in the month of May. May is the 5th month, and May is the number 5 is a telepathic energy, and the number 7 is a knowing energy. So with both those energies, I think about, say, today is a great day to reflect, to stop and observe your situation. Stop and observe, what are you doing wrong? What could you be doing wrong? I know with me, when it comes to, say, learning the skill of trading, I find that every time when things don't go my way and I stop to assess like what happened and why did this go wrong, I always learn so much more, because more than likely I won't repeat those same mistakes over and over again, because I've stopped to see like, okay, what am I doing? Why this keeps happening? Where of course with me being a human, I'll make the same mistakes over and over again with trading, because greed tends to get the best of me. So it's like, what's happening with you that's getting the best of you that causes you to make the same mistakes over and over again, whether it's knowingly or unknowingly. For me, when it comes to trading, all roads lead back to greed. Whether it's FOMO, fear of missing out, is because I'm afraid that I'm missing out on all of those gains that's possible. When it comes to me, not wanting to take a risk, I don't want to give up what I have. Either way, greed is the thing. And I could see how that shows up in other areas of my life. So when it comes to a day like today, if you feel challenged in any way, reflect on what's challenging you. Reflect on if there is a pattern. Does this show up in any area of your life? Because there might be one thing that you need to focus on and get better at, and that affects everything else in your life like a domino effect. Because for me, learning how to trade, I see how it's making me a better person in all areas of my life. Where when it comes to, say, certain things, a lot of things, I'm able to now say, okay, I love watching this show, but it's my bedtime. It's about to be 10 o'clock and I need to get in bed before 10 o'clock because I know the consequences. I'm in a trade, it's going great, but I'm like, this is where I said I would exit. I know the consequences if I don't. I might crave certain things and it's like, I know that's not good for me. These are the consequences. So it's like, as I reflect on what restrictions and challenges in one area, I realize there's a pattern, and just addressing it, everything else benefits like a domino effect. So today might be that kind of day for you where, whatever annoyance or challenging thing that's coming up, and it more than likely might have something to do with you as an individual, your will, or certain wounds that you might be dealing with that you don't know you're dealing with. Like, say with me, I was listening to this book for like the 6th time called The Millionaire Mindset or something to that. And he mentioned like, is fear your reason for success? And I came to the realization that, oh my goodness, fear is my reason for wanting to achieve certain things. And it's like, if fear is my reasoning for wanting to achieve certain things, then that means when I achieve the things, then I'll be afraid of losing it. So fear will always be a theme in my life. Fear will always be a motivating factor. And I had to sit down and address that and come to the realization that there's nothing to fear, because even the worst possible thing that I think can happen isn't the worst possible thing that can happen. And it comes back to my perspective if I perceive it as that. And I came to the realization also that fear is something that is inherited, because I can't see what is there a reason to really fear? What is there to really fear? Because like I said earlier, if we're experiencing less than 1% of visible light, then that means there's a whole other world or worlds happening within worlds amongst us, and we're unaware of it. So as humans collectively, the biggest thing we fear of all things is death, but we don't even know what that is. So we don't even know where we're going. We don't even know what that is. And we've been conditioned to fear it. So it's like, if you don't fear that, then there's what do you really fear if you don't fear the the ultimate, the biggest thing that humans fear. There's nothing to fear. And instead, you know, it comes down to having experiences and unlearning all the things that we've learned. So for me, you know, from reflecting on certain things, it helps me to question things and then come to certain realizations about myself and my life and why I do the things that I do. And today is a great day to do that. Today is a day for you to reflect. Where are you experiencing challenges in your life? Where are you experiencing friction? What's standing out to you and what has been consistently standing out to you about you? And, you know, get to the root of it. Get to the root of it by questioning the beliefs around it. You know, it's like for me questioning, like, what does it mean to be embarrassed? What does it mean to feel shame? Like, it comes back to like saying whatever I say it is. And if there's no such thing as shame and no such thing as embarrassment, then when you make a mistake, like, it is what it is. You know, when you do something that other people will consider to be this or that, like, it is what it is if it doesn't mean that for you. And if it means that for others, that's fine. That's because they're projecting and seeing themselves in that situation. And that's a definition that they've given to that kind of experience. But if that's not how you define that kind of experience, then it just doesn't exist for you. And I feel like a day like today just reminds me of the importance of redefining our world, redefining our reality, and realizing that things mean what we say it means. And we have that power, we have that ability. That's why, you know, you're the most powerful person that you know, because only you can create your reality. You guys, such a pleasure sharing this message with you as usual. If you'd like to book a reading with me, or check out my weekly exclusive content only on Patreon, the links for that is in the description box below. Please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a purple heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.